Hi, I'm Tamara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about the ENTP and what's blocking their purpose. Sometimes we need to hear about the side of ourselves that can be holding us back so that we can address those things or accept those things and then start to move forward in our lives so that we can reach our purpose, because most people are purpose driven and they want to have a fulfilling life that makes them very happy. One of the things that I like about this personality type is that they usually have a really big personality. I usually connect really well with ENTP females, and it's like we can speak each other's language when it comes to getting into some in-depth conversation. Now with the guys, at least the ones that I know, I have sort of an interesting dynamic with them because it usually is filled with a lot of banter, a lot of back and forth joking, like kind of this insulting each other. It's a back and forth banter, and I don't know where that comes from or why it happens, but I can usually keep up pretty well. Like if they come at me with something, I can usually come back at them with something and they seem to like it and it's kind of fun. But the truth is, and I'm just gonna tell you guys this, I usually feel incredibly shy with them. So some of my banter is kind of a way to hide how I really feel. Yeah, so I usually feel very, very shy. But there's this piece of me that comes forward and tries to hide it with silliness, with joking, with the teasing, and it just kind of works. But I can also have really deep conversations with ENTPs in general, and they are usually very good at helping me if I'm going through some type of problem. That said, one of the things about ENTPs is many of them come up with a million ideas and they don't finish them. And they can even delude themselves into thinking that they finished a project just so that it's not lingering in their minds or bothering them. They just dismiss it. All of those stops and starts can really hinder your life. It's kind of a complicated thing because it's great that you have the ability to come up with some really amazing ideas, and that's exciting and fun to you. But they tend to surround themselves with executors. ENTPs have big personalities. They draw people in. People like them. There's something very engaging about them. If they have a political issue that they care about, they can be very passionate about what they have to say, and they can make other people listen, and they can be very dominating with that. My advice to ENTPs is, before you start executing all of these things, maybe get a notepad and just jot down your ideas. Have your ideas that you've jotted down as they're coming, and maybe pick and choose which idea you feel is worthy of executing. You might want to discuss it with your spouse and be open to what they have to say. You might want to also pay some people to execute your ideas. Now, there are some ENTPs that are very capable of finishing what they start, and there could be that one big idea that could make you a millionaire if that's what your goal is. You have a big personality, you're smart, you have a lot of ideas, and maybe find some judges out there who are good at executing and just talk to them. Let them guide you. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about is moodiness. And this is one of those things that you have to kind of look deeper inside someone's personality, because unless you live with them, you might not ever see that moodiness in that sense. Now, you might see somebody who's a little bit hot-tempered at times because they do have strong dominating personalities, and many of them are going to express how they feel and what they think and what their opinions are, which can be fun and great and exciting and enlightening. So I'm totally okay with that. But the moodiness may bother you a lot more than it bothers other people. Some ENTPs can jump in and out of that moodiness pretty quickly, where you're feeling really high and then it's like crash and you go very low. You need to explore that, like what is causing that tick-tock, and actually deal with that so that it doesn't hinder or control your destiny in a way that pulls you backwards or interferes with relationships or does damage. By the way, you guys are phenomenal at creating amazing ideas and even getting people very energized and charged around you. Some of what can cause that moodiness is extreme thinking. They can go into sort of black and white thinking. Don't forget to look at the things that you do well and be proud of those things. Be proud of your visions. No one is all good and no one is all bad. The other thing that I would recommend is allow some of the moodiness. I tend to be a little moody. Sometimes I need to feel my mood. I don't want to jump out of it. It's like I need to work through that mood in order to feel better. I'm gonna do something to interrupt that mood. I turned on The View and I was watching them argue about politics. That helped me to change my mood, but at the same time, I actually stopped. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna give my mood a chance to work itself out. So it's okay to give yourself permission to feel some of your moodiness and to actually stop and deal with that moodiness and work through it, instead of, I just need to get over it. Sometimes just getting over it doesn't work when you know how you really feel. So work through the mood, change the channel, talk to someone, do things to help yourself with those moods and validate yourself. You might want to even call someone who can give you some validation when you start to drop into that slump. So even though you contribute so much to society with your impact, with your nature, your big personalities, you do a lot. And even you can be on the front lines vocally with different issues that need to be tackled, and you can be tough on that. You can't ignore your liabilities because they can become your stumbling blocks, and then you wonder why you haven't gained traction. I know different ENTPs who are in the ministry, and they have a great capacity for that, because they understand theories, they understand the books in the Bible. They can be phenomenal at that. Like it can be their niche or whatever the word is. But I've known some who they just cannot prepare a sermon. And then there are other ENTPs who have built enormous churches because they have tapped into that ability to follow through, to finish what they start, to look at that vision long term and really do all of the work that is very difficult to do. So you have the ability, you just got to practice it. And then the final thing I'm going to say is, with that sort of ability to debate, you can sort of go into this tricky mode that can work for you, but in relationships, that same charm, that same charisma, that same ability to debate somebody under the table can also hinder you. Sometimes ENTPs want to get a rise out of people because that's exciting and that can be fun, but it could be extremely hurtful and painful to the person that you're trying to get that rise out of. Like, bam, if it's in politics or you are running for an office, okay, some of that has its place, but giving undercuts, sometimes you have to be a little cautious about that. That is the purpose of my purpose, because I know y'all like to play on stuff. That is the purpose of my purpose videos, is delving into those harder subjects, but we kind of have to, right? To become better. And just don't forget, I think you are amazing. Y'all know I love you. All right, so thank you so much for watching my video. If you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share this video with as many ENTPs as you know, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.